I hear no objection. It is so decided.
It was for me a very emotional moment.
This is really a wonderful day, a wonderful occasion.
About 100 migrants are missing in the Mediterranean off Libya.
In the past 3 years, more than 10,000 men, women and children have died trying to cross this stretch of water. Migrants. People. Each one had a story, a hope, a dream.
Keep breathing, come on, come on.
This is what death and survival looks like.
There is nothing we cannot overcome. It's not a crisis of political issues. It's a crisis of global solidarity.
We both declared the conclusion of the negotiations, say it together with me, of the Global Compact for Safe, Orderly and Regular Migration is agreed.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure to let you know that the Global Compact has just been adopted.
It was for me a very emotional moment when I saw the members of the conference unanimously in acclamation of the Global Compact on safe, orderly and regular migration.
But in the pursuit of a global common good, after I think a process that has been an education for everybody involved. This is really a wonderful day, a wonderful occasion. It will make an enormous positive impact in the lives of millions of people, migrants themselves, the people they leave behind, and the communities that will then host them.
So states come together, adopted a document with 23 objectives, allowing and fostering a governance that gears toward making migrations as a driver for development. Because today, the rights of migrants, the standard human rights migrants have, are not guaranteed. Also, security and protection of migrants is not guaranteed. So there is a need to further address these challenges.
This adoption of the Global Compact on Migration is a good step. Colombia adopted the compact because it is not a treaty. Colombia adopted the compact because it is not legally binding. Colombia adopted the compact because it respects sovereignty. Colombia adopted the compact because it set up a cooperation scheme in order to face together, through cooperation, a global phenomenon.
The Global Compact is a very important framework now at the global level on migration, in that it will really ensure a set of standards, a set of principles, but especially commitments for governments to really work on ensuring the human rights of migrants.
A lot of nonsense has been written, in particular in Europe, where you have all these extreme right movements talking about the compact. The compact is non-binding. It means that it doesn't create legal obligation, but it creates a family of states which are willing to move forwards in terms of migration and in terms of improving the lives of migrants.
The Global Compact for Migration is groundbreaking, but it will feel short of what the needs are now if we don't take a sense of urgency in its implementation.
So for me, the compact means innovation, it means participation, especially from youth as well. And it also means respect, because we have to respect ourselves. We have to respect ourselves when we're listening to each other.
protecting the migrants from illegal ways against human trafficking, exploitation. That means we have to find a clear answer to irregular, to illegal migration, but at the same time opening up ways for legal migration as long as are in the interest of all parties involved.
Our global compact is, by its process itself as a multilateralism process, is very important for Africa because we have been struggling for many years to have the involvement of all the nations together, coming and negotiating a tool, an instrument that will be very helpful for migrants and migrants' community.
So it's not about closing borders, it's about making migration's routes safe, supporting migrants to contribute to development.
There are so many things that need to be done right, which are not being done right already. The objective 23 of the Global Compact has called for international cooperation and partnership that would bring countries, organizations and agencies together to collaborate in delivering this one hope for the 258 million people who are on the move.
Before diving into what comes next, a few words about what has been happening within the platform, because this explains a bit where we are. The GCM has been a key thread, a key item on our agenda for the last 2 years. This meant informing our members on the process, the substance, facilitating internal consultations, discussions, translating this into policy briefs, and then of course also facilitating discussions with the Swiss government and its different departments.
Talking about Moroccan migrants, and we think if we want to defend the Moroccan migrants' right, we must defend the migrants in Morocco, right? Migrants in Morocco.
The first thing is we are civil society, like you say, my friend. We are not UN agencies, we are not governments, so we have to know that we are civil society. This morning, one of our friends here in this hall says that IAM will be the leader of no. Okay, it's good, but it's not us. I'm sorry, he can say that, he can do the best for IAM to do the job, but the IAM job is not our job. I'm sorry to say that. So what we can do as civil society organizations in our country, we have to identify really our add value.
So we need in the implementation to find new ways of working together. And of course not only globally, as we do during this week, or nationally to implement measures that are possible in our own context, but the people that we work for, the migrants, are concerned by different countries.
At national level, the discussion has been very slow, because a lot of some of the criticism that has been there against the compact. So a lot of governments are just trying to get to Marrakesh safely, get the thing adopted without too much hassle, and then go home again. So that means there is a danger that the enthusiasm will fall off afterwards, and that governments will just sort of say, okay, we've agreed to this, and now we can all go home.
From Holland, we don't have to say, no, you have nothing to do, it's nice if you adopt and then we're fine, right? I think this is for us a framework on which we want to defend the values we have elaborated and worked on the last years. And if you say it's a tool, that's for me. It's a tool in order to say yes, and we have a global framework, but the concerns on the national level remain, and we have to find ways to defend them. And that is my taking home message.
My name is Nadia. I am from Bangladesh, and I work as a migrant rights advocate. So in terms of today's session, actually I liked it very much because the panelists, who were the panelists, they are our reflections were very specific and concrete. That is something I liked about, and also bringing about migrants' communities' voice. That part was very appealing for me.
I mean, the discussion today show that we face similar issues, similar discussions with our members, similar question marks in how to best interact with government. The Global Compact is adopted, so the question now is about its implementation at national and transnational level. So this also needs to be part of the dialogue with colleagues from other civil society platforms in other countries and in other regions.
To implement the Global Compact on migration, it's very important to have this kind of exchanges between platforms, how to cooperate and exchange good practices, lessons learned, different national situations, and so it was a very fruitful exchange and a very good side event.